Join Sean and Brad as they talk about sports and share a beer. From the east coast of Canada to the west coast of the United States. Over to you, boys.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Sean and Brad, Guys Beer Sports, back again. Special guest today, so we're going to jump into that here in a minute, but we want to get to an open. Sean, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We also have our really special guest here, Norberto. Hey, why don't you say what's up?
What's going on, everybody?
Man, I'm really excited about this. Very big news coming out of our camp here, eh, Brad?
Yeah, we got some big news.
Well,
you can find out this week, Flyers Brewery, premier up in Whidbey Island, the official sponsor of Guys Beer Sports. So thank you to those fellas down there. We'd encourage you to visit them. They're open for takeout to go. They've recently expanded their seating area. It's covered now. They've got heaters. All the beers are on tap. The food's fantastic. They're running weekly specials. You can order online, which I'm a big fan of. You can just pop in. You have to talk to anybody. Just grab your food and go. Sit, enjoy it, get some beer. You can get beer to go and fill these little fancy little growlers. There's 2 beers growler right here, so you can just take it home with you and get down. So I'll give you more about what my beer in a minute is, but shout out to Tony and the boys over at Flyers. We appreciate you.
I'm super happy about that. And the thing is that all these Canadians that were going down into Whidbey Island, they all know Flyers as well. So This is really good news. Okay. I took a little stop. It's like 5 minutes down the road from me, this brewery. It's a local brewery, pretty much brand spanking new. I had to get this beer. I never thought that I would ever see the day a beer company, a brewery named Old Biddies. Old Biddies. And look at that picture. Look at that picture. Oh my, she's in curlers, looking all upset. Oh yeah. And of course,
does it say American Bastard?
It sure does. I was just about to get into this. So the brewmaster, because I said, hey man, tell me your best beer, because I already had eyes on one beer. And he said, you know what? Is your podcast going to the States? I go, yeah. He goes, here, Orange American Bastard. This is a wheat ale. It's a great, great beer. My wife kept going, you don't even know what this beer is about. You're already advertising the artwork. I go, the artwork is great. The name's great. Orange American Bastard. These guys are going into, I'm telling you, they're going to the liquor stores here in Nova Scotia. They're brand spanking new. And I hope that they start being able to sell into the U.S. because this artwork is just worth it, just alone.
Orange American Bastard feels like a political statement. I'm just going to tell you off the top.
Oh, no, I completely agree. But we're Canadians. I mean, we don't know what we're talking about.
You can still have a political statement.
We don't know what we're talking about up here.
I know. It's just funny to me. That's how it works.
Norberto, you have a beer over there in Cleveland.
I sure do. We have a few breweries on here. One of the biggest ones on here is Great Lakes, the Great Lakes Brewery. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but Dortmunder is one of their top sellers. It's actually an award-winning beer. And outside of this one, their other big seller is the Christmas Ale, which is flying off the shelves quickly here in Cleveland. I'm not a big fan of the Christmas Ale. I stick to the Dortmunder here, but yeah, we have Fatheads Brewery also.
Yeah, Fatheads. Yeah.
So we have a few. We have a few out in Cleveland.
Do you have any Cleveland Steamer breweries? It feels like a miss if you don't.
Not to my knowledge. No, I don't think we have any steamer breweries out here.
You should start one. I mean, that's your new side hustle.
Yeah, that's a good business idea. That could either go really, really well or just horrible.
I think, you probably have to sell a porter. I mean, if it's going to be from your brewery, it's probably got to be a porter. But
they got a company called Old Biddies.
Yeah.
I say it's 2020. You roll the dice, you're good to go.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know.
So today, my choice from Flyers is my favorite from there. It's the Pacemaker Porter. It's a full-bodied ale. It's got it's everything that you would want in a porter. If you're a porter fan, the Pacemaker Porter is for you. They also have the Pen Cove Pilsner, the Heat Seeking Hefe, the Afterburner IPA. All are fantastic beers. You're going to hear a lot about them as we get through this because, Flyers have been around 15 years, celebrating this week, still open. Those guys do amazing work, winning awards everywhere. And so really excited to have Flyers on board. So again, thank you,
Yeah.
Flyers.
I'm envious because I'm all the way here and I can't get that beer over here. So
Yeah, I know. We looked into how to send it to you, but just
yeah,
I'll drink your share. This is kind of
that sounds good. That's fine.
That's fair.
That sounds fair. All right, our special guest. I just wanted to get into this before we get into anything else. So I wanted to unpack this. This is a very big
Cheers,
day.
fellas. Cheers. Let's
Yes,
get this
cheers.
Cheers.
Listen, we have Norberto Pietri from the Cleveland, from Yo, I'm Kinda Funny. And let me tell you something. I have to admit, Norberto, I'm looking at TikTok and I'm thinking it's all about floss dances, all these different dances and everything. And I'm there going, this guy's different. This guy is actually doing skits. There's skits you're doing. And it's like, I mean, there's also things where you're doing commentary, but the skits are killing it. It's, what was that one? You're sitting there in the toilet and it's like,
yeah, I find that the toilet area is probably some of my best content. I had one Halloween.
You and Sean are going to be great friends.
Yeah, totally.
I have one where I'm punching the shower curtain around Halloween. You know,
I love
sure
it. The psycho thing.
Yeah, I have that one. Then I have the one where I'm at my girlfriend's house and
hey, you taking a deuce?
Yeah, there's no the toilet's not working. So I know there's a lot of people that've been through that in their lifetime.
No, but the voice of the father. You're doing the voice of the father.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I have. I plugged
Sean's
many
got
toilets.
Some stories about that. That's Sean's love language, is plugging people's toilets.
I plug people's toilets. I'm a big man. This is the risk when you invite me over to your home.
Oh goodness. That's your signature move.
Look at this shirt that he wears.
That's
I
saw. You need to know.
I saw. In his defense, it was a gift. So I mean,
my wife.
Yeah, his wife gifted him that.
He tried to wear it around me, thinking that we didn't know what it was. He came out in public with that shirt on, and I was like, are you really for real with that shirt on right now? He's like, what? I was like, I know what that means. He's like, I didn't think anyone was gonna know what it meant. I was like, we all know what it means. Like,
this was a church men's group. It was
not a
wow.
Yeah.
That's what you wear to Bible studies.
Yeah. Well, he was on the low. He was thinking no one knew, and he was.
I thought nobody will know. Nobody will know.
He misread
double entendre shirt. He
misread the crap.
I did completely misread the playbook on that one. All right. I wanted to ask you, what gets a guy that had a regular 9-to-5, who still holds a regular 9-to-5, into TikTok, and then having the influence that you're doing right now?
Anxiety.
The driver
does it. I've heard about TikTok for years. TikTok didn't just begin in 2020 or 2019. It's been around, I think, 2014 or around that time, but never got into it. And this COVID shutdown just, forced millions, maybe even billions of new users to jump on the app. Instagram was boring. Facebook was boring. I'm like, what else is out there? So I got on TikTok, and what I saw my first day on TikTok, I'm like, okay, I like what I see. There's definitely a lot of eye candy on TikTok. Let me just be honest with you guys. So they put that on the For You page on purpose. It's a seller. Oh, so when you're on there for the first time and you see all these dances, you're immediately sold on it. So I got on there, and the more I dug deep into TikTok, I found out, that so many other type of content and amazing creators out there, so many people that have so much skills that haven't been discovered. So I'm like, you know what? I think I'll give this a try. So after 2 weeks of just watching TikToks, I started creating my own content, and 7 months later, here we are.
7 months is where you're at. That's it.
Yep, 7 months.
7 months. I think you're over almost 107,000 followers now, right?
As of this morning, 109,000.
Crazy.
Sean, you are a stalker. My goodness.
Yeah.
I do my research. It's a big difference.
Oh, is that what we're calling it? Research.
Research. I like that term. I got to use it.
I dated some girls who are good at research.
So like, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go into all the details of what you were doing, but I know that you're also an entrepreneur as well, right? So this is a very entrepreneurial way of looking at using a type of medium in order to get your message out there. Are you also a comedian in the local Cleveland area, or?
You know what? I'm not. I am a comedian in the office that I work at.
Yeah.
And I, I do a lot of stand up there.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I'll be honest with you guys. My senior year of high school, I was actually voted class clown. I was voted class clown, and I knew that would take me somewhere one day. Just didn't know it was TikTok. And outside, we're famous here in Cleveland for a lot of comedy clubs. We have a lot of comedy clubs. I've never been the one to just sign up for it, or I barely even visit them. I'm going to be honest. I'm at home. Before this pandemic, I was always at home. But no, this TikTok has shown that there's a lot of people that actually would watch me. So, I'm curious to see, once everything goes back to normal, let me see what I can do out there, and try to, try out for some of these stand-up comedy things.
I think so. I think you have enough content in order to start writing something that you could probably leapfrog off of, knowing that you have that kind of draw. I don't know. I mean, Cleveland's not a huge city.
Do an open mic night and just jump up there and just start talking. It sounds like,
absolutely.
When you have some ideas, right? And then just kind of work some stuff out, see how it goes.
Yep. That's fun.
I mean, it's always cool when I see stuff like that there. And like, I'm 48. I really don't know TikTok. I called it the social media. Right, Brad?
Yeah. He's a Luddite. Do you know what a Luddite is?
I'm a Luddite.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you know what a Luddite is?
I've heard the term, yeah.
Oh, okay. I had to look it up myself because my wife called me that. Yeah. It means foreign to new technologies. Yeah, foreign to new technologies, foreign to new ways of thinking. And I'm like, or opposed to new technologies, opposed to new ways of thinking. I'm like, what? That is me, but I'm trying to expand.
I mean, you're not lying when you call it the social media, because it definitely has taken over in our app stores as the number one social media app. So it is the one.
Yeah, it's gone from a time waster to a way to connect.
Yep.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and people.
I mean, time waster in the most respectful way, because I've wasted a lot of time with social media. I think it's a beautiful thing, but
absolutely,
it's become more important now than ever.
Now, Noberto, I just wanted to cut in here for 1 second because you know what? I owe Brad something here. This week, I've been riding the Seahawks hard. I was really upset because Arizona beat my Bills with that Hail Mary pass there, Kyler Murray, with a Hail Mary pass. So I thought to myself, Thursday night game, this is all Arizona's. They're going to beat Seattle at home. I was wrong. Seattle actually looked like they had a defense. Carlos Dunlap showed up for the first time in this whole entire season after being traded.
Well, he's been here 3 games.
I know. Yeah, he had to learn the playbook.
Yeah, it's a little bit rough when you say the first time, but okay, I'll take it.
There's 2 sacks. I mean, this is what I would consider.
Had a sack in the 3 games he's been here.
Yeah, you had to do it. You had to wait, though, right? But the thing is, though, you still won. You won a game. You're number one. I'm sorry.
Said that little Kyler Murray, who couldn't see the end zone from where he threw the ball, was able to beat your team at the end because you couldn't.
Yes. It was like having Doug Flutie going out there and just cutting us apart all over again. It is like a Toronto Argonaut came and just smacked us around, because that's exactly what it felt like. Because as a short man, I'm used to short men playing quarterback in the CFL. So, yeah,
he's sticking to that.
Oh man! Do you know right now would be?
I have so many things to say, but out of respect for your friend Adam, I'm just going to be quiet about your CFL comments.
Oh no! Because right now would be Grey Cup weekend, right? This is Grey Cup weekend.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
If the Grey Cup was happening, if the CFL was happening, this is Grey Cup weekend. Your guys' Thanksgiving
is that on the calendar you can buy at the store that you get and you hang it by your fridge? Does that say Grey Cup weekend on the calendar?
In Regina, I'm sure. That's all they got there, man.
the greatest city name ever.
Regina is so aggressive. It's so passive aggressive. What's your city's name? Regina?
Yeah, I had to like listen carefully to what you just
Yeah,
said.
I know.
Where? I've never visited.
No, it's in Saskatchewan. Don't worry. I mean, one day you will go there and you'll just be able to see the whole entire place from one central area because it's all flat.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a prairie. You just turn around. Oh, I can see all the way down Saskatchewan this way. Turn around. Oh, I can see all the way down Saskatchewan this way. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's perfect. Yeah.
You can watch your dog run away for 3 days. That's how flat.
Absolutely. Regina. Yeah. No, so seriously, I mean, that is apparently so Regina, Saskatchewan, CFL is number 1, and a close number 2 is NHL as far as viewerships, anything like that for sports, right? So I mean, there are certain cities that it's driven for the CFL. So I mean, it's kind of sad that they're not playing. So they absolutely have no revenue over there as far as that's concerned. Nobody wants to go visit Regina. So
I do.
you have cousins there, yes.
I know.
It's not fair. Not fair.
Well,
yeah. Anyways, though,
Regina.
I had to talk about that. I did want to talk about, so I'm going to throw a little shade your way there, Norberto. How in the world does a guy from Cleveland become anything Massachusetts, anything New England fan? So you're a Patriots fan. From what I can understand, you're like a Boston Bruins fan.
well, I don't know if you're familiar with Cleveland sports, but we don't do too good. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to blast the Cleveland teams here.
We've covered ad nauseum Cleveland sports.
Yeah.
The fact that Bud Light was willing to put in coolers at every beer, they were going to open them up for free beer when Cleveland won. This all
Wow.
you need to know.
Wow. Yeah,
Right.
we usually have parades on here when there's victories.
Yeah.
But every win is like a Super Bowl victory over here.
Yeah.
No, but to answer your question, Sean, it's my entire family, actually my mom's side of the family, we're all Patriots fan. And that's because we lived in Hartford, Connecticut. So we just kind of picked the teams out there. It was either going to be the Jets or the Patriots. And, you know, I'm glad that my uncles, you know, chose the Patriots. I don't have any family that lives in Hartford anymore. We lived there maybe for just a few years and everybody went their way. We came to Cleveland. My uncles went to Florida. But I've been rooting for the Patriots since I can remember. I think since I was like 9 years old, 10 years old. I want to say, yeah, the first quarterback I ever saw play for the Patriots myself was Drew Bledsoe back in 94, 95.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been a huge fan, not only of the colors, but just the game, and everything has been Patriots in our family. So,
Yeah, my hatred for the Patriots started in that Drew Bledsoe era. So,
oh, goodness.
Drew Bledsoe, Washington kid, right?
Yeah.
Went to Washington State, and so big fan of Drew Bledsoe. Then watching him lose his job to, the greatest quarterback of our time, and Tom Brady.
Absolutely.
Was hard for me, and so I just hate Bill Belichick for making that decision. So,
Yeah.
I hold grudges. That's just how it works for me.
Didn't he end up going to Buffalo the year after?
What's that?
Didn't
He
end
did.
up going to Buffalo the year after?
He did
Yeah.
go to Buffalo the year after. Yeah.
He ended up in Dallas. Like, he still played.
Then Dallas,
Like,
yeah.
I felt like
Yeah.
he stole championships from Drew Bledsoe. That's just how I feel. Because Tom Brady wasn't great until like the late 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the 2002 and 2004 and 2005 Super Bowls, but yeah, late 2000s, we'll go with that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that was. I agree that he won. He wasn't like the reason why they won.
No, absolutely, you're right.
That was
You're
the
right.
defense, right? I feel like those
Exactly.
championships were Drew's championships. Is how I feel about it.
And,
The other three were Tommy. The first three
Yep.
I felt like were Drew's that Tommy. just
defense
stole.
and coaching, absolutely. Without any of those two, you would have never.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of like your one Super Bowl championship there. It was all defense.
How many do you have? How many do you have in Buffalo or in
Yeah, okay.
Cleveland?
Let's not
Or Arizona.
go there. Oh,
It's looking
Arizona.
promising
It was
this year, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's looking
What,
very
for
promising.
Buffalo? It was
First
until
place?
that loss. Oh my!
It looks
God,
like a
that
wide
loss.
right kind of year. That's what
I
it
don't
looks
know,
like.
man. I'm just glad the Patriots aren't going to be in it, like because they honestly,
Ooh.
when Cam Newton came over,
Ooh.
I was a little worried, right? But
Listen,
right now,
wait, how upset are you going to be when the Patriots win the AFC East this year?
they're not. They're not
Oh.
going to win it. If
We're not
anything,
too
it's the
far.
Dolphins.
We're not too far. 4-6 isn't that far away.
Yeah.
4-6.
Wow.
Where you
Relax,
at?
you know.
What's your Buffalo Bills record, Sean?
7-3.
Okay.
We're 7-3.
So
Miami's the
three-game
closest. Miami's the
Yeah.
closest at 6-3.
stretch. They're gonna fall apart.
That last game was it.
You have a 3-game lead with 8 games left, and you think you're gonna hold it? How many games?
Oh, yeah.
do the Bills and the Patriots play head-to-head still?
So what? Bills and the Patriots, they have one more game to play.
Yeah.
So like this week they have a bye, right? So if anything, Miami's got a chance because they're playing the Broncos to tie, right, to get up there. But the tie break is still held by Buffalo. So the week after, Buffalo's got the Chargers, no problems. We'll get through them, right? Then the week after that, Buffalo's got the 49ers, no problems. We'll get through them. The week after that, we'll do the Buffalo.
Where's that San Francisco game at?
Where is it at? Well, it's in San Francisco. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't
You don't
care.
care? You don't care about
No.
Buffalo right now?
Has no impact,
No.
huh?
Your Niners stink. They stink.
They're not my Niners. I don't
Oh,
know.
that's right. That's right. They're not your Niners.
Slow
Your
down.
NFC West stinks. Then we got the Steelers. That's a tough game. No joke. That's a tough game.
Yeah.
Then after that, man, it's pretty smooth sailing for Buffalo. We got the Patriots. I mean that's a win.
Where's
We
that
got-
Where's that game at?
Confident.
That's a
Confidence
win.
in his voice.
Folds, he just apologizes. This is all you need to know. Last week, I don't know if you were paying attention to the Buffalo Arizona game, but the Buffalo Bills were up 2 touchdowns at halftime. And Sean texted me and he was like, "Yo, we got this thing in the bag." And then immediately, like, shit, maybe that was too early. And then it all fell
You
apart.
cursed him.
Yeah, I know.
You cursed him, Sean.
I did. So this is what I've learned. If I say anything haughty about my team a little too early, something really terrible happens. It has happened every time. I got a buddy of mine who is from Lowell, Massachusetts, who's everything Boston fan.
Yeah.
And we had the Leafs against Boston. This is in 2013. And I've talked about this ad nauseum. I don't want to go through the whole entire thing because it hurts. It hurts a lot. But that's Boston's coming back from a 4-goal deficit to win game 7 of that series to go on to the next round. And I remember texting him very clearly in the top of the third going, ha, 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 we beat you. Because we had a 4-goal lead going into the third. Done. We're out. We're gone. I was like, no, I shouldn't have done that. I'm very wary to say anything when I do say something.
You
I
just
don't
don't
want to
learn.
brag. I don't want to brag because something bad happens every time I say it. I open my mouth and it's like I've just opened the floodgates. I've opened Pandora's box for that team. It's about to be destroyed, dismantled,
Goodness.
upsetting.
You don't learn.
I don't.
I mean, if you pay attention to Sean, he's not wearing any sports gear today. He's got a half-naked George St. Pierre picture in the background. And
George is right there.
no affiliation at all.
It's my shrine to George St. Pierre.
Goodness gracious.
Do you follow MMA at all? Are you a UFC guy or MMA?
Big time. Yeah. Big time MMA. Love it.
George St. Pierre is the pound for pound GOAT of all time.
Pound for pound GOAT, man. Listen, I'm a John Jones fan all the way.
Man, I
John
like you
Jones,
all.
pound for pound.
Look at us bonding over Patriots quarterbacks and UFC fighters.
Listen, man. I recognize the greatest this guy to accomplish what he's accomplished in such little time for somebody who didn't grow up with mixed martial arts.
Doing so much
John
drugs.
Jones he has it, man.
I think that him doing drugs is a detriment to everybody else.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I would have quit if I was
Somebody
Danny
who was
Cormier.
high.
I didn't prove my point.
He got beat by somebody who was high. That's crazy. Insane.
3 days before he was going to fight, he went out and had a bender and still came in and whipped your ass. Like, that's
Yeah.
you don't want that guy.
I don't know. I think that Nurmagomedov has definitely made his argument there. I mean, unfortunately, he's not going to be able to make any more arguments. He just said he's retired. He's that kind of guy, I believe. When he says he's retired, he's probably retired.
He's not.
I really
Conor,
want-
right? He's definitely not Conor McGregor.
No, he's not. Not with the fake retirements there. He's not Brett Favre.
It's promo.
Oh. But the thing is, though, it's like John Jones has been complaining now that he's not number one right now, right? So is Nurmagomedov. I still think that in the same breath, you could still say that George St. Pierre is still a viable person. I still say he's only 40. He's only 40. He can still come back.
only.
He can still come back, but is he going to dominate? That's the question.
Not at 40. I don't think so. 40's that year where things just it's not cool anymore, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of us. Tom Brady's the exception at some point, right?
Absolutely.
I don't even understand that.
Tom Brady and soon to be LeBron, because isn't LeBron turning the corner to like 36, 37?
Yeah, he's turning the corner.
Yeah, he's 37 now.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's a freak. He's a freak as well. I mean,
Yeah.
a freakish athlete.
I think that you're seeing those are the guys that are willing to spend the time and the money on care. You know what I mean? Like that's their budget is not. Russell Wilson's the same way, right? And I would argue Tom Brady and LeBron are probably in that $1 million range of what they spend yearly on.
Yep.
Here outside of what they get from their teams. It's the longevity. Like you're watching it. You know, we've talked before. Drew Brees and Tom Brady are kind of going to be, what Peyton and Tom were for a while, right? Being older quarterbacks now, over 40, and Drew can't hold up. He's having these weird freak things happen to him. His body's just breaking down.
Well, you got a collapsed lung.
But
he's out in the sidelines. For
sure. Remember last year with the thumb, he hit his thumb on the helmet and snapped it. And he was out for 6 weeks.
Yeah. Well, that reminded me of Warren Moon back in the 90s, right? When he did the exact same thing. It was just like unbelievable.
Late 30s, early 40s window. And if you haven't been progressively taking care of yourself, for a decade already, that clip is steep. I think Tom plays another 2 or 3 years, to be honest with you.
That's scary to even think that. The only other guy I know that played like that was Chris Chelios, playing till like 46 and still being pretty good. So defenseman, he was a defenseman. He got to play. And as a defenseman, you could play a little bit differently. You could change your game around a little bit, block some more shots. I don't know why you'd ever. Man, that's the thing about playoff hockey, any hockey. Now you have to be blocking shots. They teach you how to block shots. It doesn't
Would you rather get hit by a pitch or hit by a puck?
I'll get hit by a pitch any day. I don't want to get hit by a puck. No.
Get hit by a puck, though, man.
Oh, are you kidding? Look.
That sounds like a future podcast right there.
I know. What would you like to get hit by?
We do these little one-on-one questions usually at the end. That's going to be one of the questions. The last week, would you rather get tackled by Khalil Mack or tackle Derrick Henry?
Yeah, what would you rather? Actually, you know what? That's a great question for you, though, Roberto. What would you rather do? Get tackled by Khalil Mack or pushed over, run over by Derrick Henry?
I'll run over. Would you rather try to tackle Derrick Henry?
Oh, yeah.
Tackle Derrick Henry. Or
get hit by Khalil Mack? Which one? What's the move?
Either way, I don't know if you guys see these little bony arms. And man, I think I'm going with Khalil Mack.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Yeah, both you guys. Wow.
Yeah.
I went with.
Listen, I can't go home to my kids if Derrick Henry treats me like that. You saw what happened, Josh Norman.
Absolutely not. No.
You can't go home like that.
You can't even talk to your kids no more.
No respect.
There's no respect. You lost it all.
See Khalil Mack, I'm just going to get all bunched up and just let him hit me and ride it out. I'll be okay with it.
Yep.
You're killing me, boys.
That's just the truth.
I'm on the second beer already. This is crazy.
I am too. This pacemaker goes down so clean.
Oh
man,
this is my second one, by the way.
Yeah.
I had to drink one before I started.
I knocked the edge off.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So I did want to ask you, Norberto, and I'm glad you know what? I'm glad I asked you beforehand because you actually shed some light that you knew it. How do you feel about your name being synonymous with a serial killer?
Listen, I think I found this out maybe in my high school days or a little bit after. Whenever Google really became popular, I was like, well, let me see what's out there about me. And what I found was shocking. I took this to my dad. I'm like, is this family? Who is this?
Yeah.
He didn't know what was going on. But yeah, this Florida serial killer has definitely extended my background checks when I do go into new jobs. So usually the 2 or 3 day traditional background check turns into 6-7 days because they have to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, that was my question was going to be if your parents, not that they would name you after a serial killer, but if they were aware of it at all. They just thought, it wouldn't be. Because, when you
Not at all.
Right? Like, background checks weren't really a thing.
No, absolutely not. Background checks, Google wasn't even around.
Yeah.
So, No, and back, I think this all happened after I was born. I was born in '84, so this all happened, I think, in the late '90s or something like that. But yeah, this is not something I want my name attached to, unfortunately. So
I'm sorry, man, to bring it up. I was just like, I remember looking through, and I'm like,
wait a second, who are we interviewing?
He was doing some research.
I'm doing some research.
God, have the FBI knocking on my door. Thanks a lot, Sean.
Just send it up to Sean. Just tell him it was a Canadian. They'll just.
That's it. Some Canadian, man. I don't understand. He was all worried about something. Talking about something about hockey, and he said he had to get to his roof.
Sean's got a Davenport on his roof. That's where
Davenport in my roof. I'd like to watch the TV there, eh?
Right above his garage.
Right above the garage.
Yep.
And then we get to sit there and look at the creek. We're going to go fishing there, boys. Yes. I got my Newfoundlander friends there. They're going to be going out there fishing, boys. It's going to be all good. Oh, Ray Day. Ray Day. And sociable. There we go. Every Canadian thing on the East Coast I've just covered. All right, perfect.
Nice.
That was all of it, huh?
I'm sure there's more, but nobody wants to hear me sing Isa Biza. So
No, we don't. Not this week.
not this week. Hey, my Newfoundlander buddies there. Isa Biza builds a boat, right? There we go. Sociable to my Haligonians.
Is that the Queen's English you're speaking there?
Oh no, that's completely Newfoundland English. That's Newfoundlandese. Newfoundlanders are the most friendliest people you'll ever meet. You just can't understand a word coming out of their mouth.
That's why they're so nice. God knows what they're saying.
So I'm in the Navy, and I remember my first exposure. I've seen Newfoundlanders before, but they've already been tainted, I guess, by being on the mainland for so long that you can understand them. So this is the first one I ever met that was just like never met the mainland. It was in Nova Scotia, and he was a bosun, and he was teaching me how to tie lines off on the bollards. So like how to keep the ship onto the jetty. So he's there, and he's like, "You take a line here, by, and then you there, put it on there. Hey, you're gonna be good." I'm there. I don't understand what you're saying. I said, "You take the line there, by. Swing it around this way. What are you saying?" "I'm saying I'm going to take my fist and I'm going to put it in your face." I go, "I understood that." I understood that.
My wife's family is from there, and I remember one of her uncles came down, and all through dinner, like I could catch every third word. It was like, man. But the drunker he got, the easier it was. I could understand him. So
Salt of the earth. They're the salt of the earth.
yeah, I'm about 3 months away from buying a house and just moving up there, to be honest with you.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna like the taxes though, man. You won't like the taxes up here in Canada.
I just want the freedom.
Uh,
I walk around, I lock my house at night,
Oh, that's true. You can do all those things.
Nice.
All right.
Retirement plan.
So, are you watching UFC 255 this week, Roberto?
I saw the promotion pop up, and I'll be honest with you, Sean, I haven't been so much into sports because TikTok has been consuming 85-90% of my time. And I'll have sports sometimes on while I'm on live. It's become demanding where people are just in my inbox, just asking me to go live. And this is the first year that I didn't get to enjoy every single game of the NBA Finals. I tried to watch the finals during one of my lives, and I just had to disconnect the live because it was just so much going on, and the game was exciting. And I'm like, you know what, guys, I threw out, and for whoever's watching this, I'm sorry, but I threw out some lame excuse that I had to go because I wanted to watch the finals. So yeah, it's been the first year where I haven't been, watching too many sporting events because of TikTok. But I'll tell you what, the moment John Jones is fighting, I'm dropping everything. I'm disconnecting. I gotta watch the GOAT. But
Yeah.
other than that,
has that been hard for you to put a premium on your time as you try to grow your brand a little bit?
It has. I think, you know, the first 2 or 3 months, I fell into just a hole to, you know, where I was just like, I didn't have everything figured out. I was suffering at work. I was suffering, you know, in my personal life, my family life, to where I'm like, okay, you know what? I got to set some boundaries here, because I was legit going live for 5-6 hours a day.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was the little bit of time I had left to spend with my family, to do my stuff, to clean around the house. And, you know, it took some time into setting a schedule for myself and, you know, adding structure to my life, because it was just out of control. You know, this whole TikTok got out of hand very quickly. I didn't think I was going to blow up that quick. I didn't think I was going to go viral that quick. And it took some time to figure out, but I think I have it where it's very well balanced. I'm going live like 1 hour a day now, despite the demand and all that. But yeah, it took some time to get adjusted to that.
Yeah. Are you still writing skits? How many skits are you put on a week?
I'm doing maybe 20 to 30 skits a week. Some of those are you know, are the duet reactions. There are other times that, you know, on my days off, Sundays is the only day I don't go live. So Sundays I'm creating skits and leaving them in my drafts, so where I can post them throughout the week. And I save like maybe 15, idea. 20 skits in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you have some good ones there for sure. Like I like the teenagers arguing back with the parents. It's
Yes. Yeah. I have a lot of relatable stuff that, you know, people can just like, oh my God, this happens to me, or that happens to me, or I go through that. You know, I know I had the one with the kids at the grocery store. I think, you know, at one time or another, we've all looked away for 1 second and our kids disappear on us. So, you know, that was one that a lot of people were commenting on.
That's how I get my kids to stay close to me. I let them walk off, and then I just like look around the corner and I wait for them to realize they're by themselves. I let them freak out for a minute, and then I grab them. Like, that's what happens. You can't walk off. It's not my job to watch you.
Man.
I'll write a parenting book one day. Let's see if my kids turn out right, and then I'm gonna write a book. That's how it's gonna go. Is it gonna be a how to or a how not to? I haven't decided yet. The jury's still out.
Either way, it'll be a success.
Yeah, either way.
So, like, now when you look at it, are you thinking about this is going to become more of a full-time thing then on TikTok, or is it not there at that moment yet?
It's not there yet, and I think there's a few pieces missing to that. You know, I've started little by little investing time in building that brand a little more, to where now I'm, you know, maybe 2 weeks ago I started selling merchandise. I created a website that has a lot of different portals to where people can connect with me through other social media platforms. And I just
put your website out. People can watch. They can go check it out.
The yoimkindafunny.com.
Cool.
So I'm doing that, and I just started, you know, going into the bigger platform to me, which is YouTube. So, you know, a lot of people have been suggesting get in YouTube, start making longer videos.
Right.
So that's something I'm starting to, you know, figure out a little by little, because the YouTube to me is new. Not watching it, because I've always watched YouTube. I've always subscribed to people, but the creating my own content, editing and all that, that's one piece that, you know, I'm starting to finally dive into and figure out, so I can, you know, push some more content out there.
It's amazing to me because like to get your point or your comedy across within 30 seconds, because that's what it seems like a lot of people's attention spans really is down to, is like 15 to 20 seconds. To try to get something effective out in that amount of time, I always think it's impressive that you can get a snicker or any sort of a heartstring, whatever, you know, you're pulling on an emotion.
That's because
what's that?
Funny. That's because you're not funny.
I'm just funny looking.
That'll get you viral too.
That's
there's some good behind the scenes stuff that that we won't share with most people, but it's Sean singing from his porch without a shirt on, it would go like to the top level. But it's
sometimes the behind the scenes and the blooper reels go bigger sometimes.
Yeah, I get it.
I was really drunk.
Oh man.
Shout out Joe
Without a
Burnett.
shirt on.
That definitely might go viral.
Without a shirt on,
Just singing
absolutely
and
just
laughing.
just
Oh, man.
laughing and just saying whatever I'm saying. I'm like, oh my
But
god.
it's not on brand. It was good. It was it's not on brand. So.
Okay.
It was just for Brad's eyes only. I don't even know why he brought this up.
Jeez.
I just like to be a tease. I've been known to be a tease in my life. I just just like to lob stuff over the top.
You're not James Bond, buddy. It's not for you.
James Bond is a tease. James Bond is not a tease, man.
No, he's not. He's not a tease. He's a serious man that would never say anything like that. I said it's for your eyes only.
Okay. Well, your wife didn't say what you sent him.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, who's the greatest James Bond of all time? Is it Sean Connery?
Wow.
Are you actually thinking about this, Norberto?
You know what? In my defense, I started getting to the James Bond feel towards the Craig, what's his name?
Daniel Craig?
Daniel Craig. And his style, his technique, because I worked at law firms, because I worked, where I had to suit up for clients and all that, I would go into our local K&Gs or Burlington Coats and say, I want my suit to look like James Bond. And they would say, who, Sean Connery? I'm like, no, Daniel Craig. And I'd show them pictures like, look at this guy wears suits like a glove, his swag.
Yeah.
That's tailored ability. That's what it is.
Daniel
Absolutely.
Craig, I think, is the
That's how
only
I
guy.
felt like I made it in
Yeah.
life. It's the first time I got a suit tailored.
It's the greatest
You couldn't
feeling,
tell me
isn't it?
nothing I wear
It
that.
is.
You
It's
can't
the
tell.
greatest feeling.
Yeah.
It is.
It's not like Joey and Friends, though. Your tailors there.
Oh, my goodness.
That's how they measure suits.
What do you mean that's not normal?
I only go to female tailors because of that scene. You know that?
Dang.
Don't worry, it's completely normal.
That's something researchers say when they get caught.
That's what researchers say. That's right. Just doing some research here.
Jesus.
It's for National Geographic. Don't worry. Don't worry. Seriously, though, all I'm thinking to myself, though, I hear what you say, Daniel Craig. But Daniel Craig, I swear, modeled himself after Connery because Connery just had it, man. I mean, you just,
I think
He did.
everyone tried to.
yeah, money
That's why
penny.
they were so successful.
Miss Money Penny. Porsche. The names, man. What was that, Pussy Galore?
You can get away with that shit. That's good. You can get
You
away
can't
with
get away with that stuff now, right? It's like,
Oh, hell no.
she's driving the plane. Porsche Galore.
They're gonna cancel our Zoom meeting in a second because somebody's listening. They're like, that doesn't cut it. Private conversation, just gonna chop us
Think
off.
about that. In the 60s, they were saying that. It's the 60s.
Yeah. Listen, this is
I
how it
wasn't
was.
sensitive people back there. Back
No. Daniel Craig it is then. For me, it's Connery. I'll always be Connery. I was named after Connery. He is, and Daniel Craig's a close second. I told you that, Brad. Daniel Craig's a close second.
I know. Look, I just want to hear it again.
Yeah. More so than Roger Moore. I mean,
Have you heard Sean's experience meeting Sean Connery?
No, not at all.
Sean, go ahead and tell the story again.
I'll tell the story one more time here because it's pretty funny. So I was this is 93, so I was 22, chasing a girl over in Scotland. Didn't pan out. The girl didn't pan out. So I'm staying in this hostel, right? So I wasn't doing research either. Okay, so I was staying at this hostel over there in Scotland because it was the only thing I could really afford when I was flying over there. And I was asking one of the guys there. This is in Glasgow. I was asking one of the guys that was running the hostel there, just say, like, what's there fun to do out here in Glasgow? He goes, well, Sean Connery owns a pub downtown. Every now and then, he ends up just being there. If you go down there, it might be that time. So I go down there, and sure enough, there's a lineup at this pub. So I'm there, he must be here. So I stand in this lineup for a good 2 hours. And all these things are going through my head. Like, you're the greatest Bond ever. Loved you in The Untouchables. You're such a fantastic actor. I just completely epitomize you as what manhood should be. You know what I mean? And here I am. And the first thing to come out of my mouth as soon as I'm shaking his hands, my name's Sean too.
Oh,
And he just
God.
looks at me and he goes, that's nice, lad. This, and I was like,
You
okay,
blew
I
it.
can't talk anymore. I can't talk anymore. He thinks I'm completely a goofball now. It's a just walk
blew it.
away from Sean Connery, just going, that's nice, lad. Move along.
Yeah. Blew it.
Completely. My name's Sean too.
Starstruck.
That's how it goes. That's how it works sometimes.
Oh my gosh. We haven't even gotten to real sports here besides a little UFC and everything like that. We have week.
Talk a little bit NFL, a little bit of UFC. That's kind of how it's been.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next week there. I got to be kind of funny though, Norberto. Curtis Blades against the Black Beast there, Derek Lewis as the main event card.
Yeah.
Anybody who comes out there, takes off a short, says my balls are hot, I'm going to be watching you for a little bit. Like after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hyped it up. You-
You guys selling merch like crazy. I'm one more fight away from buying that shirt. I don't know about wearing a shirt that says my balls are hot with another dude's face on it, but I'm close. I'll tell you, I'm close.
I haven't done it yet either, but it's true.
Close. I mean, one more good win.
Could be worse. You could have a steamer shirt on.
You could be wearing right across your chest. Right there. But to me, I'm thinking to myself, that one and January 23rd when Conor McGregor fights Dustin Poirier too. That's a great fight coming up there as well. Thank you, Dana White, for keeping us all entertained during COVID. It was awesome. When nobody else was doing anything, he was the only guy doing stuff. It was absolutely awesome. Absolutely. I'm glad to see now that sports are starting to look at this more, I guess, scientifically in order to try to make this work in this environment. It's kind of sad that Canadian sports all around, like anything that has to do with going into the US, we only have so many teams, right? So the very fact that the Toronto Raptors, the coaches and the players are all happy they're going to be in Tampa. They could have went to Buffalo, but we'll be happier in Tampa.
Have you been to Tampa?
Yeah, no, I understand why they went to Tampa.
You do? I don't.
It's
They both-
beautiful in Tampa.
It's beautiful in Tampa.
It's better than Buffalo. I mean, I love Buffalo. I'm
Is it
used
better
to
than
that weather. I'm used to that weather.
Yeah.
Norberto's used to that weather. Brad, you would die out there on the West Coast.
Listen, I have choices. I don't live out there because I choose not to. I'm
You
staying
know,
on the
but-
till it breaks off from a giant earthquake and we all float away. That's just the way we're going to be.
I mean, Tampa's a hot place to be. Look at Tom Brady. That's where he went. So
I think there's a section of Tampa that's cool, but I feel like as a whole. But
It's a great move for them, but here we are. Like, you know, at least we could at least sneak down from the border and go to Buffalo. Tampa's it's a harder sell now. It's like I got to go through a few states.
does Toronto still root for the Raptors, despite they're the Tampa Raptors?
Oh yeah, right. Well, it's like I was telling Brad earlier. Like Tampa, who went to the World Series this year, apparently last season, if we had a whole season and there was no COVID, half their games would have been played in Montreal because their fan attendance was terrible. So half their games are going to be played in Montreal. And here they are in the World Series. I'm like, you don't deserve to be in the World Series. Your fans don't even know what the hell is going on.
Tampa's
All of a
just
sudden,
title town. So
yeah, they're all of a sudden they're title town. That's right.
Right.
You got a Stanley Cup. Hold off, boys. Hold off.
Tom Brady, the Tampa Bay Lightning, and
Oh my
whatever the
gosh.
baseball team is.
No, Berto, you got to hear what Brad thinks why Tom Brady signed with Tampa Bay.
Oh, jeez.
Because I don't know if you watch the World Series at all, but they have those Tampa Bay hats that say TB on them, and I just feel like Tom Brady just felt like that was his brand, and so
it's not too far. I mean, that is technically his brand. He's not far off.
You haven't seen a lot of the TB12 hats. You just see some Tampa Bay hats. I feel like he just felt like that was a better move for him marketing wise.
It's smart. It's smart.
Just
Already
watch.
got his initials.
They win the Super Bowl. If they win the Super Bowl, he's gonna brand it. He'll like try to trademark it or something.
Absolutely.
That's my initials.
It's like Kyler Murray trying to. I don't know if you guys saw Kyler Murray is trying to get a copyright on Hail Murray.
From that one pass? Are you kidding me right now?
Listen,
Really?
Are you kidding me right now?
He couldn't see where he was throwing the ball.
I don't think he's the first in history, though.
He's not. He's not. It's a terrible.
Like, come on, man.
I'm just saying, like, you know.
He was.
That's just lame.
Yeah.
You just feel like they're going to beat your team. You just had to watch.
Wow.
I mean, it's terrible. They beat my team, so it's not.
Listen. So I remember you going on about like, we're going to be at least 10 and something. They're winning 11 games. And, now I'm starting to look at them. They're going, okay, Seahawks are definitely making postseason. Buffalo's definitely making postseason.
Well.
Well.
Remember what happens every time you open your mouth.
Maybe it's a wild card.
Right now, there's going to be a team. It's going to be the first time ever going in at 6-10. That's my prediction on the NFC East.
Oh, that's generous.
6-10. Yeah, it's so disgusting over there. Washington got a chance still, and Alex Smith. I like Alex Smith.
Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I have a hard time in fantasy. I drafted running backs and receivers early, so I ended up with Matt Stafford as my quarterback. Tough. It's very tough.
Yeah.
Winning, but it's still, not great. 7-3. However, I just picked up Alex Smith this morning because I'm just not confident. So, and I hate Alex Smith. I feel like Alex Smith can't hit us ball 20 yards. But
I think Alex
the Bengals.
He's better than Matthew Stafford. Jeez.
Absolutely.
He's better than Matthew Stafford.
Trying to win. He's trying to win.
Hey, Andy Dalton's back, looks like.
Man, Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle is like the worst name that I can come up with because I always want to call him the Red Rocket. I know that's probably flattering. The Red Rifle.
The Red Rocket. All I keep thinking about is a dog.
Yes.
Let's see that.
100% what it is, Sean.
Why would you say the Red Rifle even? It's like, it's because you have red hair.
Have you seen him?
How about the soulless one? He's the soulless one.
Oh, man.
Is that too much? I went too far.
Yeah.
Bridge too far.
You guys are killing me here. I have a few ginger fans on TikTok, man.
Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, Ginger's in my family. My nephew's asleep in my guest room right now. He's as ginger as it gets.
Gingers are great. I love them. I don't trust them, but I love them. Oh man, I've been worried this week. Because like ever since you said that there, Brad, about Tua, he's going to be starting week 7. You were right. Tua, he's going to win this job, and he's going to make everybody forget about Ryan Fitzpatrick. You were right. And now Tua's got a chance to actually take number 1 in the AFC East.
Yeah.
It's scary stuff to think about this.
Well, it's because you're scarred from being a Buffalo Bill and Cleveland Brown fan for your entire life.
Yeah.
Have some confidence.
It's hard, man.
I know, because they're going to lose, right? Buffalo's going to give it up. We all know that. That's just the remedy.
Absolutely. Everyone knows that.
Jeez, boys.
You can't listen. I feel like I've been clear about how I feel about Bill Belichick. I'm not a giant fan of Bill Belichick. I will not bet against Bill Belichick. I've said this the entire time. There's nothing about him like he's going to win. I feel the same about Nick Saban. I think Nick Saban's a snake. Excuse me, and it goes back to how he handled his exit from the Miami Dolphins to go to be Alabama. It was a good move. He lied about it, and I feel like that's a snaky ass thing to do. I feel like Bill Belichick's got away with some shit. But
No, absolutely,
try for the
absolutely.
whole, if you're not cheating, you're not trying theory. And I mean, it is what it is. But you can't go against him. He's got the rings, man. And listen,
He
I'll tell you
does.
this. Like I saw this the last off season, I think, right before COVID all happened, and Gronk had that party in Miami. Are you familiar with this party in Miami?
Mhm.
And Belichick shows up and he's got a couple rings on. And I was like, man, Belichick's a real one. Like that old ass man rolling in there in a Hawaiian shirt with his rings on to that party. I was like, God, man, I wish I could like Bill Belichick. But there it is. You can't bet against him.
Yeah, you
No.
can't. You can't. I mean, he took Cam Newton and Cam Newton, who had no practice, no snaps, no nothing, and they won 2 in a row now. Now they're like what, 4-6? Is it 4-6?
4-6.
They had
Yeah.
no off season. They've had so
No
many
off
that
season.
didn't play because of COVID. They had to get some continuity, and now they've got it and they're rolling.
Yeah, and plus on top of that, six defensive backs. I don't know how many other people that opted out there due to COVID. So I mean, that's a horrible
I feel like
start.
I feel like it was 10 productive defensive players opted out. I think that's
Absolutely.
what we said early on.
Yeah, but to me, I mean, I was very terrified of that, but not so much now. I mean, we beat them. I mean, actually, no. Well, they
You wanna make a
beat
friendly
themselves.
little-
They beat
You want to make a
themselves.
friendly little wager on if New England beats the Bills in the AFC?
All right, what's the wager?
I don't know.
What is it?
What are you willing to give up? Push-ups?
I'll do push-ups.
How many push-ups?
I'll do 50.
50?
Oh,
Yeah.
you're in shape, huh?
I instructed basic training, so I had to do this for all these guys there. So
All right.
we on?
We'll be on.
All right. Will you come back if, after this? I
50
mean,
push-ups.
they're playing in a few weeks there, Norberto. Will you come back
Yeah.
and count the push-ups?
Absolutely.
All right. This sounds
Absolutely.
good. This
Yeah.
sounds good. Counting push-ups.
All right.
He already knows he has to do them. He's like, "Will you be back to count the push-ups?" He already knows.
Oh no, because Brad's gonna have to do 50 if Buffalo wins. This is gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna actually start doing push-ups though, for real. I haven't done so. What I used to do to these kids, right? Because you get 19-year-olds now. 19-year-olds aren't the same as 19-year-olds back 15, 20 years ago, right? So they're playing their
Yeah.
video games and everything, right? So 15 push-ups is a lot, right? So you try to get them to do 15 and go, tomorrow you're going to do 16, right? So I try to show them, it's like you do pyramid push-ups, and
Yeah.
they're going, what the hell is that? Right? So I showed them, and then I said, you could do 20 push-ups or you could do 7 of mine. They go, I'll do 7 of yours, but they had no idea that it's pyramid. So it's like 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they end up doing way more than 20.
That's a devious
Well
trick.
well
It
played.
is, but that's what you do. And then when
That's-
you're the old guy doing these push-ups, and you look at them and you go, you're half my age. What are you doing?
Have strong thumbs. Strong thumbs.
I will never play them at thumb wrestling. You're absolutely correct.
Right.
That's what should be your move. Is you should start having to do push-ups on their thumbs.
That's a good idea.
Oh, no, now I'm nervous, Norberto. You're going to be coming back to count. You're going to be the official counter.
Can't wait for this.
It's going to be
Very
hard
good
for you because you can't keep the pen right up my nose, right? So it's just like how far I can go breaking 90 and then have the pen in my nose.
Oh no, we'll figure out something.
Yeah.
Put a little block down there, or something. You gotta touch it with your nose.
There you go.
There's ways
Or
to-
you, Brad, or you.
No, I'm not really worried. I mean, I'm not. I'm betting on Bill Belichick, not against him. I'm not. Really too
Yeah.
about it at this
Well, like, what I was about to say is that New England, I mean, Buffalo didn't necessarily win as much as New England lost because he did fumble that ball on the 3-yard line, that Cam Newton. So it was just like terrible. Yeah. But I mean, that's what I'm hoping for. Another
You're
one of
gonna
those
get so many
games.
good breaks. You're gonna get so
Yeah.
many good breaks. We'll see.
What do you think about week 11 here? What are you thinking?
Man, to be honest, as an NFL fan, I'm excited. But some of that's because my team already played, so I can just watch football all day on Sunday.
Well, absolutely. I mean, every single one of these games have playoff implications. Every single one.
Every single one of them, most of them.
I would say every single one, except for the Steelers and Jaguars. Every single one of them have playoff implications.
Lions, Panthers.
Okay, except for that one too. Okay, I stay corrected.
Jets,
You gonna find another one? Which one?
Jets, Chargers.
The Jets, yeah, okay.
The
all
Jets
right.
and the Chargers is a race to the top draft pick, is what that is.
It
Yeah.
really is. Yeah.
It's 0-9 versus a 2-7 team, and the Chargers are giving up 9.5 points. Like, that's how terrible that game is. They're 2-7, and they've got a 9.5 point give.
But you're like you have, yeah. So Lions, Panthers, we know that, right? Patriots, Texans. I mean, Patriots got to win to keep pace. Texans season's over. It's over.
Yeah,
In that division, it's over. They're not going anywhere. Titans and the Ravens. Both those guys have to get in the winning record. They both lost last week.
Well, I mean, the Ravens have to keep pace with Pittsburgh, and then just hope they stumble a little bit, right? I mean, that's
And the Browns. Who would ever have thought that they have to keep pace with the Browns?
Right.
Browns,
the Browns are playing the 3-5-1 Eagles, so they've got.
That's
their hands.
exactly it. Browns can win that game, even without Miles
The
Garrett.
Browns should win that game. It's at home. It's in
But they don't
Cleveland.
have Miles Garrett. They don't have their best player.
Is Miles Garrett their best player?
Oh yeah, he's by far.
Is he?
Yeah,
Are
by
you
far,
sure?
by far,
By far?
by far. He's about to win. Like he was on pace to win Defensive Player of the Year. By
Oh my
far.
God. You're fucking delusional. Are you?
No,
serious?
I'm not. By far, he's their best player.
No,
by
that's
far.
fine. Okay, I'll see you.
Are you going to
that.
tell me Baker Mayfield? No. OBJ?
No, I think it's
No.
Nick Chubb. I think it's Nick Chubb. But
Nick Chubb was missing 3-4 weeks there.
yeah,
No.
and what was their record? What was the record when he was out?
They've only lost 3 games.
Yeah, and all
And
3
2
games
of them
was
was with Nick Chubb in the lineup.
No,
Yes,
you can't be serious.
I am certain.
Hold on, that's fine. Let's go back to this whole Player of the Year thing. Do you think Miles Garrett's on pace to be Defensive Player of the Year?
Absolutely.
How
Look
dare
how many
you
sacks he
disrespect
has.
him a lot.
Now, Aaron Donald is, of course, outpacing him. I'm not saying that Aaron Donald isn't the clear favorite and the clear leader, but yes, Miles Garrett was having that much of a season. He was having that much of an impact. You had to look at that Dallas game when he strip sacked Dak Prescott. That was unbelievable. He sacked him twice. He had sacks.
Not gonna convince me.
Ah, for crying.
I think he's soft. Miles Garrett is soft.
Just because he's a big man child doesn't mean he's soft.
Listen, if a kid named Mason can get underneath your skin where you lose your mind and almost
Wow.
in the end zone,
Yeah.
think about that. Think about you have to go home and explain to your parents that you got into a fight at school because a kid named Mason said something to you that pissed you
Mason kicked him in the balls, though.
off. No. That's not.
That would
He was
irritate me. That would irritate me.
He kicked him in the balls because he had his fingers in his nose and his mouth. Because
That's
allegedly
fine.
he said something.
That's fine. That's fine.
He's
Whatever.
soft.
Whatever.
He's soft.
Whatever. Yeah. So, anyways, so
I
yeah,
would, man, that's fine. Well, let's move on.
let's move on. Yeah. So we got Falcons and the Saints. No Drew Brees. Jameis Winston's not even starting this game. They went right beyond Jameis Winston and they went to the other guy.
Is Taysom Hill on a short leash, do you think?
Of course he is. You got a guy. Well, here's the thing. The story is not Taysom Hill. The story is Jameis Winston, who has NFL background. NFL playing on Tampa, 30 touchdowns last season with 30 interceptions, but 30 touchdowns last season, and you're not going to him. You're just saying, no.
I can't shake the feeling that because Sean Payton's just he's a different person. Crafty head coach, and it wouldn't 100% surprise me because they haven't like officially named Taysom Hill the starter. They just gave him all the starting reps, right?
No, they named him this morning. He's the starter.
Yeah, it still wouldn't surprise me if Jameis goes in and that Sean Payton was going to just have them prepare for Taysom Hill and then just last minute throw in Jameis Winston.
It's a
Because
possibility.
you have to do a lot of extra work if you're Atlanta, if it's Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
You have they're going to run the wing tee, which we haven't seen since how long? Sean Payton is a Bill Parcells disciple.
He is. He is.
It just won't surprise me if we see Jameis play a big chunk of this game.
Man. Bengals, Washington.
He's going to turn it over.
Bengals, Washington. Washington has to win.
It's a fascinating game, right? Because the Bengals have been in a lot of games and Washington's been in a lot of games. Like, it's going to be competitive.
Joey Burrows is having a great season. Even though the Bengals stink, it's not him. He's kept them in all the football games. They're just a couple of pieces away.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's their defense.
Yeah, their defense is sad. But I mean, you got a chance with Washington, but Washington needs to win to keep pace, to keep in that run for a playoff position in the NFC East. It's like, Jets, Chargers.
We talk about the LA Chargers are in a push for the first overall draft pick, and the Washington football team is in a playoff hunt, and they both have the same record.
They both have the same record. Isn't that crazy? And that's the worst part. If you make the postseason as a 6-10 team and you can't improve, because now you're like way further down the draft.
I watched a 7-9 playoff team win a home playoff game in person. So,
nice.
Yeah, you're a Seahawks. Yeah, Beastquake. Remember that one there?
Once you get to the postseason.
This is back in 2010. I think it was a 2010-2011 season. So it was a 2011 postseason. And it was New Orleans against Seattle. And wasn't it even in Seattle because they won their division? That's the worst part. So 7-9 Seattle.
It's a terrible rule. I won't defend the rule, but it is what it is.
7-9 Seattle is hosting 11-5 New Orleans. And New Orleans loses because Marshawn Lynch had that huge 80-yard touchdown, which was unbelievable. It just put Marshawn on the map.
You have to go back. Have you seen it? Have you watched it? That run? The Beastquake run? We call it Beastquake because it registered on the Richter scale in Seattle when he was running, because it was like the wildest thing. Just type into YouTube, just type in Beastquake and just watch Marshawn Lynch run if you're a football fan at all. Because he touches every defensive player that lined up on that play, he puts his hands on him at some point.
Wow.
And then the greatest Marshawn Lynch is my favorite player of all time. I'll throw that out there. But he dives into the end zone as he just destroys the will of the other defense, jumps across the goal line and rolls over so they can all see his front and just grabs his balls like as he flies. You have to watch it. Like I want to hear from you how you feel about when you count Sean's push-ups in a couple weeks.
Gotcha.
The first thing I want to hear about is what you think about the Beastquake.
Gotcha.
Man, I want you to wear like an official hat there. Like, I don't know, maybe a little sheriff's hat or something like that. Something just there. All right.
How about a Mount Me hat? Do you think you should wear a Mountie or a Mountie hat?
Mountie hat? I would love it. Oh my gosh.
I think that's a plain joke, but you should wear like a Mountie hat. Yeah.
You coming on with a Mountie hat and you're just there.
Well, that's official for the Canadian thing, right? Like that's what matters. That's what you care about.
You really think I'm going to lose this?
I'm confident guy.
Norberto's like, he's nodding his head.
Yeah, I'm with him.
Yeah.
He's there. He's like, yeah, you're going to lose this.
Yeah, you are.
Push up city, buddy.
All right. So we talked about the Dolphins Broncos. We talked about the Jets Chargers. Cowboys Vikings. Cowboys got to win to keep going. Vikings actually look pretty good.
I think the Vikings have to win to keep going.
Vikings season's over. Come on now. Who are you kidding? Yeah, it's over.
Who else is in the AFC North that's going to, or the NFC North?
NFC North? Well, you got Green Bay and you got Chicago.
Yes, there's Green Bay. I wouldn't worry about Chicago, but Green Bay is somebody.
You know, Chicago's on a bye there too.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about Chicago. They're not going to.
And Green Bay and the Colts. That is the game. As far as I'm concerned.
Fun game to watch for sure.
KC and the Raiders is another great game, and the Rams and the Bucks.
Did you guys see all of the offense that Andy Reid and the Chiefs took to? I didn't realize it happened. I didn't hear about it when it happened, but apparently, the Las Vegas Raiders took a victory lap around the stadium when they won.
Oh wow!
Huh?
Wow!
Huh?
And that was offensive to the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm going to be curious to see how they react to that. I think that it's a beatdown of epic proportions coming.
Oh, I think so too. Because Patrick Mahomes, I think, going to forget that.
No, Mr. Mahomes is going to get 5 touchdowns.
Jesus.
Man,
I think so. I
Yeah.
think that's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think you're far off from that. I don't. It's going to be great. You know,
Yep.
I'm not. Yeah, I got to cheer for my one other team there, Cleveland. It's a very easy week for me, and hope that
Cleveland.
Miami loses. What's
What are
that?
you going to do? What are you going to do if Philly beats you?
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna shed a tear. Carson Wentz is so bad. Carson Wentz is terrible. I mean, Baker Mayfield, I still think he's better than Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is terrible.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah. So if Baker loses to Carson, yeah, I'm gonna shed a tear because that's just ridiculous.
Well, I mean, yeah, for me, it's the wide receiver battle, right? I mean, I think one of us could probably try out and make the Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver squad. They're not going to call us, but we could show up. You know what I mean?
You can show.
Like that Mark Wahlberg movie. You know,
What was that?
driving
Yeah,
through
yeah,
the-
yeah.
All right, looking for a game getting played in an empty lot somewhere, signing guys off the thing.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Did you hear the news that they moved Dwight Howard? Dwight Howard's gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Philadelphia 76er now, eh?
Yep. 1 year deal.
Wow.
I thought it was hilarious in true Dwight being on brand. You know, tweeting out that he was purple and gold forever, and then 3 days later going to Philadelphia.
That's unfortunate for him.
That's that just feels really on brand for me for Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard's a great player, but as a personality, man, he's a Dennis Rodman without the tattoos and the hair color.
Right.
So
I
is
agree
he
with
backing
that.
up? He's backing up Joel Embiid. Is that it?
You can take Joel's job.
You know, I would
Wow.
say so. I think Joel needs to go from the 76ers.
I think that you have to either get rid of Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid. I think you have to do one or the other.
I wouldn't get rid of Ben Simmons.
They're not getting rid of Ben. Yeah.
I agree. I think one of those two has to go. Those two personalities do not match. They're not complementary on the court. I think one of them has to go.
If you had Jimmy Butler, I know we talked about this ad nauseum there. Jimmy Butler and Ben Simmons on the team there. How different that 76ers organization would be looking right now instead of Joel Embiid, the crybaby.
Doc Rivers wouldn't be the head coach now
Yeah.
because they wouldn't have cut that guy loose.
Yeah.
But that's just the thing. And I got so much joy out of you guys know that Seth Curry got traded to the Philadelphia 76ers on draft night.
Yeah. I
And
heard
you
that.
also know that Seth Curry is Doc Rivers' son-in-law.
Yep.
I did not know that. Wow.
Man. Oh, yeah. It's beautiful. The only way that's complete is if they trade for Austin Rivers and he's a part of the 76ers. And then you're like, you got some real family.
Yeah.
Got Austin and Seth lining up and Doc coaching, and his mom's got orange slices at halftime and shit. It'll be
Baking cookies for the team.
Yep. Capri Suns will win, you know.
Oh man. Okay, so this actually is reminding me of a story here. Norberto, what's that place in Cleveland there that has there's karaoke bars, bowling alleys, all in the same place? It's this one thing there, the Punch Bowl something or other, Punch Bowl Social.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Downtown
haven't been
Cleveland?
into it yet, but yeah.
Okay, so
That is the Punch Bowl.
so anyways, when Johnny Manziel was your quarterback there, and well, I'm sorry, I say your quarterback.
Your quarterback.
Yeah. When he was,
Tom Brady,
yeah, I know, right? I was like, well, let me just correct myself. When he was
Your
a quarterback,
quarterback.
yeah, he was a clear. We'll get into that afterwards.
You
When
didn't
he was
say
a quarterback
my quarterback, Johnny Manziel. is what
on
you
two
said.
teams. He was a quarterback there at Cleveland, right? And my nephew was there going to the Punch Bowl Social and noticed that that Johnny Manziel is coming out with his girlfriend all like this here, all drunk and everything, right? On a
Mhm.
Saturday night. And they had a game in Cleveland on Sunday. And he's there going,
I feel like there's thousands of people that have that similar story.
Yeah.
I would have went right to the betting right there. Yeah, Cleveland's losing
yeah.
by a lot.
Yeah, I wonder why.
So he showed up to Montreal then after that, right? So like his experiment in Cleveland was terrible. So he went to the Montreal Alouettes. Originally went to the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and he was a backup there. Then they traded him to the Montreal Alouettes in the CFL to play. And I bought into the hype, man. I bought into the hype. I said, I got to go watch this game. I bought tickets, went to Montreal there, was watching the game. And I was this close to buying a Montreal Alouettes Johnny Manziel jersey. I was like, I was looking at my buddy, and I'm there going, I'm thinking about buying this, but I know that they're being sold out. You know what I mean? Like they're going off the shelves. But I want to watch his first play. That's what I said. I want to watch his first play. So I sit there, and his first play was a pick six. I'm like, oh, Johnny. Oh, I don't even know what he's doing now.
Drinking.
I read something.
He's drinking.
He's
Yeah,
drinking.
sure. Somewhere in Vegas, maybe.
Oh man, like him, Ryan Leaf. Who else? Brian Bosworth. They're all getting together.
Brian Bosworth is busy shooting commercials right now. So
They're all getting together, having a cold one.
Bosworth's deal was never drinking. It was, those Mexican pharmaceuticals that we all enjoy.
Oh my gosh.
We always knew it was Bosworth driver and sale because his license plate was pincushion. And so I was pretty about that guy.
Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. I'm pretty gullible up here.
Well, I appreciate that you ask. I'll never lie to you if you ask.
Oh, you know what I heard there, boys?
Be careful. That's what the internet's good for. Misinformation.
You know what I heard, boys? Holy jeez. Gotta be true from American.
So terrible.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know why you try to put me on like that. I have things to say. Last game is Tampa and the Rams.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's a great game.
It's a good matchup.
It
I
is.
think you think that Tampa Bay couldn't get more than 6 rushes off against the Saints. What do you think they're going to do against O'Donnell and the Rams?
So here's the thing. We know what the Rams defense is going to do. What is this Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde offense going to do? Because the Bucs got a defense too.
You still root for Tom Brady?
Yeah, I root for him. I just don't want Tampa Bay to win any Super Bowls because that would break my heart. But yeah, I don't wish any bad upon Tom Brady.
I get it.
He's still my hero, man.
Yeah.
But as
He's
long
a
as they don't win a
national
Super Bowl,
treasure.
yeah, as long as they don't win a Super Bowl, that's great.
You're riding with them all the way to the big game, and then you got to get off.
Yeah, but then just no, you can't do
What if
that.
it's a Belichick Tom Brady Super Bowl? How
Oh
gross
my goodness, how emotional
Yeah.
that would be. I still root for my Patriots regardless, but yeah, that would be.
I feel like
You
fan
guys
base-
are just making fodder up right now. Patriots,
It's a real
Tampa
story.
Bay, Super Bowl.
It's
What fabled universe are you guys talking about right now?
a real one.
the one where Buffalo tanks the rest of the season.
Buffalo implodes, as Buffalo may or may not do, and that's how it goes.
Yeah.
But the fan base, the Patriots fan base, would be at least some of them would be torn, I would imagine,
Oh, absolutely.
because Tommy is everything to those boys, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, the newer generation definitely be torn.
Yeah, it would be a real thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and gross for the rest of us, but no offense.
I'm really impressed with the way that the NFL has actually handled the season so far. Remember we were talking about that it might not happen or it might just get cut down. I think they've done a really good job considering we're going to the second wave, everything
Yeah,
like
they've
that.
done well. They've, like we talked about a couple weeks ago, like, man, I still am nervous. There's a day coming because they've used up all of their room. Now that the bye weeks don't exist and they can't really shuffle around too much anymore, like that, this is going to be the season. But it feels like they've buckled down real well, and so hopefully that's how it keeps going.
I honestly think postseason is going to be done in bubbles. I mean,
Yeah.
Just so that you keep the exposure out.
They'll do what MLB did. That was successful.
Yeah. And my Tampa Bay Raptors going to be playing there starting December 26th. Did you hear about? Okay, so NHL right now is still in. So this is where I get a little ticked off, right? So NHL right now is still in talks about how are we going to start January 1. January 1 is when they wanted to start, have the season finished July 25th. But the thing is, though, is that right now the players are all talking about, because they wanted to take their salaries and put it into escrow, right? A certain percentage of the salary into escrow. So depending on because you're missing X amount of games, right? There's only going to be 60 something games played. So this salary is going to go into escrow.
How many games are there normally?
82. So they're missing 20 something. They want to put that portion of the salary into escrow, but then give it to them afterwards, right? And so the NHLPA is all kind of like up in arms about this, where they would rather have deferred payments as opposed to their salary going into escrow. And all I'm thinking is like, so there's 300 million that we're talking about here altogether. This is between everybody in the NHL.
What?
Yeah.
That's what it is? The whole total salary of NHL is $300 million?
Well, no. This is the total salary that they want to put into escrow, from what I understand. This is what they want to trim. It's 300 million. So everybody had to put into the escrow X amount, right? Depending on what you're getting paid. And the NHLPA is kind of like all up in arms about this. They don't want to go in escrow. They'd rather have it as deferred payments. But the thing is that putting it into escrow protects the league in case the league has to shut down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's very hard to get on board when these guys are getting paid. Now, they're not getting paid NBA money or MLB money, but they're getting paid. You still look at your top players making over 10 million a season. What's the minor, like the smallest contract? I think it's like 700,000, maybe less. I don't know.
NHL is going to struggle with their brand, right? That's just the thing. They don't have the same kind of pull NFL. Even the MLB, right? They're the fourth sport. Dude,
when they shut down,
it's a bit tough when they're complaining about like how they're going to get paid when everyone else is just going to go to work.
Yeah,
right.
It's hard to hear it. It's hard to hear it, absolutely. And it's like, I'm not sympathetic. It's like, boys, take the cut, get out there, play the games.
It just feels like a logical move. Is this a per game? Like that's how you should break it apart, right? Anyway. Yeah.
Okay. I was just listening to it and I'm just like, geez. And then of course, then you have to wonder about where the Canadian team's going to play, right? Are they going to go down to the US?
Well, they have to.
But it's terrible though, because then you got Winnipeg.
I agree, but as long as the border is closed, there's no other way around it.
Like Toronto and Montreal are going to survive no matter what, because you're looking at huge markets there. People love us.
But what are they going to do? They're just going to play each other at nauseum? They have to come play.
No, they have to. No, I totally agree.
It's like you're playing your brother in the driveway. It's like, all right,
come on.
Best of 7.
Oh my gosh. Oh. This has been a great episode. Oh my gosh. I've enjoyed myself thoroughly. Norberto, thank you so much for coming out. Oh my goodness.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
I want to thank you guys for the opportunity. I mean, this for me is brand new. The whole, being recognized through a social media app and, being able to be a part of something that's awesome. And congratulations to you guys on your guys' sponsorship. That's amazing. That's the status where I want to be at eventually. But you guys are doing great things.
Yeah.
You guys definitely want a new fan in me. I want to be a part of all you guys' podcasts and watch and tune in to check you guys out, because I feel like this is just much more now. Like I've been telling a lot of the friends that I've made on TikTok, this is much more than TikTok. I've created some genuine relationships with people where it's just friendships and we interact outside of TikTok. And I think the same thing here with you guys. You know, you guys definitely have a fan in me, and I definitely want to keep watching you guys. So
Yeah, we appreciate
that.
We'll all be tuned in together. What's your give me your social media one more time so we can all hook together.
It's yo, I'm kind of funny. So it's the same on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay. Well, more to come from all of us, right? That's the thing.
And I really hope you show up for that aftermath there.
Oh, I'll be here. I'll be here to, you know, win or lose, but I'll be here when you lose.
Yeah, that's how it works. That works. Hey, one more time for Flyers. We appreciate you believing in us. Flyers, thank you for being the official beer sponsor. You know, we look forward to greater things with them and everybody else. So as we go through, I will say till next time. Peace.
Yes. Peace.
Take it easy, guys.
You've listened to the podcast, but now it's time to visit us in our virtual sports bar. Get all of our info at guysbeersports.com, where you can find all the ways to connect with us. Watch for live conversations with Brad and Sean that happen throughout the week, and join in with your favorite local beer. You can share your thoughts in the conversation comments with your own uploaded videos, or even join us as a guest live commentator. The GBS Virtual Sports Bar is open for business. Come on in, boys and girls.